Alright, I'm back with another video. This video is going to be how to brush 180 waves. And this has been a common asked question on my channel, so I want to make sure I address it. Make sure you follow me on my Snapchat. My Snapchat is going to be right there. You can follow me on my Instagram as well. Make sure you check the links in the description. I'm going to get that fixed, so definitely check the links for brushes and everything. But basically, we're going to get right into it on how to brush 180 waves. So a common question I get asked is how to brush and if you need a crown for 180 waves. I'm going to do a whole video on that as well. That's coming up. But how to brush 180 waves is really simple, man. You don't need to do too much. You don't need a lot of materials, and you don't need a lot of product. Mainly because when you have 180 waves, you're pretty much just focusing on the top. The sides are faded. As you can see on my hair, my sides are faded. So I don't have to too much worry about my connections. Me personally, I do kind of worry about my connections on the sides. But for you can just get it faded up higher if you don't want to work on the sides as much. So what you're going to need too is the specific type of brush. So depending on the length of your hair, you got to figure out what brush you need. And this, because my hair is a little bit higher, I use a harder brush. So I have a Royalty right now. And if my hair was lower, I would use like a medium or a soft brush. If my hair was like extremely low or pretty low, normally I'll use a soft brush, like the softest brush I can find. And that's going to help with laying down your hair. But when your hair is longer, please pay attention. Like, you need to have a harder brush because it's going to be able to pull more of your hair. So just keep that in mind. My thing is too, like I try to make sure I tell you guys on my channel, is to use all three types of brushes. You get a hard, medium, and soft brush because your hair is going to grow and it's going to be at different lengths. So that's going to be the best tip that I can give you. Like, if you are becoming a waver, if you're new, or if you're elite, you know you got to have different types of texture brushes. This is what it is, so you can have the best waves possible. And another thing too is I like to switch up my brushing too. I like to, even if my hair is longer, I do go in with a soft to lay it down better. So that's something to think about as well. Another thing too you want to get in the habit of doing is mirror brushing. I really can't show you right now because, you know, I'm filming this video, but mirror brushing is going to help out with your connections if that's something that you're struggling with. So you know, for mirror brushing, the only thing you need is to get a mirror, a handheld mirror, and then get a mirror and turn your back towards the mirror and brush in the same pattern. Learn your brushing techniques, and also switch your hands, alternate hands. So if you're on your left side, use your left hand. If you're on your right side, use your right hand. That is one of the biggest tips as well, because if you do not do this, your waves are going to create forks. You're going to get forks in your hair. I sometimes still struggle with this. I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I still struggle on switching my hands because I want to use my dominant hand at all times. And sometimes I go over to the, you know, the opposite side that I need to. So just make sure you're alternating your hands. You're switching your hands from your left to right, just so you're able to focus on your weak sides and get your weak sides better. So that's why I recommend mirror brushing, just so if you're in the mirror, you're able to see, like, hey, like, I'm doing this the wrong way. I need to fix this. I need to fix this way I'm brushing. And, you know, I like this brush better, or everything like that. So another thing too I really want to discuss in this video is there are lots of brushes out there. My recommendation for you guys is Torino Pro. If you're 180s, I just recommend you use Torino Pro. Just get it out the way. But you know, you're gonna have brushes that you don't have. You're gonna have brushes that you have already. So you don't have to get rid of the brush you have, but at some point you do want to upgrade to Torino Pro. I just recommend those brushes. At some point you're just going to have to upgrade to a Torino Pro. I'm not even going to say that you don't need it, because you do. So at some point when you feel like you progressed enough, just get a Torino Pro. It's it's nothing else. I don't recommend too many other brands, but yeah, just once you get to that, you're gonna know when you need a better brush, and once you get to that level, you need a Torino Pro. So I recommend you get one now and get it over with. And another tip too with brushing 180 waves, when my hair is higher, I like to use the Cantu leave-in conditioner. I like to use leave-in conditioners because that helps out a lot with moisture. And when you have a lot more hair, moisture is harder to retain. So when you're brushing, you know, you can use a little bit of leave-in conditioner, so that way your hair is moisturized and it is looking its best, man. So I use this leave-in conditioner. I don't use a lot, but I make sure it's thoroughly through my hair, and then I brush with that in. But as you can see, it's just moisturizing my hair like during this whole process. Like I don't really have to re-wet my hair. I don't have to wash my hair again. I can just put a leave-in conditioner and I can go. And then the leave-in conditioner works really well with wearing a do-rag. If I want more of a natural style, if I don't want to put like a lot of product in my hair, I can just put leave-in conditioner and I can throw on my do-rag. So that helps me out, me personally. I figure out that gives me the best results. And then another thing too is you want to get in the habit of wearing your do-rag as much as you can. So with me, I say you can wear your do-rag with leave-in conditioner, just so your hair can absorb all the moisture as it can, and that's gonna make your hair look really, really nice on the connection. But back to brushing. Once I get the leave-in conditioner in, you know, I make sure that's in my hair as evenly as I can. Sometimes I use olive oil, but it just helps with the brushing, my brush sessions a lot more. And it helps with the health of my hair. I try to make sure I stay consistent on make sure my hair is as healthy as possible, and I don't get away from that, man. I really make sure my hair is healthy. But yeah, man, after that, I just brush it in as thoroughly as I can. Make sure it's on all sides. I alternate hands and just stay consistent with the routine. I do this. How often do I do this? I do this. With the leave-in conditioner, I don't put my leave-in conditioner every day, but brushing, I brush for an hour. I brush for like an hour a day. That gives me the best results. But I put in my leave-in conditioner probably every other day, or whenever I feel like my hair is really dry. So sometimes my hair may get drier before then, so I just do it depending. And this is a Royalty brush. This is a high quality brush too. I use Royalty and Torino, and I have an Annie. Those are like kind of my older ones, but now I just get Royalty and Torino. I should be upgrading to a Torino soft brush really, really soon. I don't know how soon I'm gonna get one, because I lost my other one and I love that brush. It was really, really good. So I should be replacing that soon. But yeah, I use my Royalty. My Royalty is a little bit newer, so it helps out with having like a fresh brush after a fresh cut and everything. And another thing too is you can use a harder brush on a fresh cut too, for pull. That's what I use my hard brush for, because I make sure I have a really good pull. So you can use that. There's nothing wrong with that. Just figure out what works personally with your hair and what gives you the best connections. So I recommend that. And then also combing is, for my hair, is really, really important for connections. If I want my connections to be even better, going in after a comb just sets in the connections, and sets in just the overall look. So you could try that. Try combing after a nice brush session, and you can brush some more. And after you comb, that doesn't necessarily mean you're done. You don't have to stop as soon as you start combing. You can switch back to brushing and everything. Me personally, I do like using a soft brush at the end of my routine. I didn't use it in the video, but I do recommend you try that. Like after you brush and before you put it on the do-rag, try to use a soft brush, because it's going to lay down your hairs that stand up. So just try that out. That's going to be a good technique for beginner wavers and even elite wavers to try out. So yeah, you just want to just put in your hair, just use your soft brush, brush it in, and yeah, man. But yeah, this is the end result. This is after I put the leave-in conditioner in. I put in a good brush session. I use my hard brush, and the connections, even in this little bit amount of time, you can see that my connections have improved, and my hair is a lot more healthier than it was before. It's a lot more moisturized, and that's gonna give you that 3D wave look, and it's gonna give you that better connection, and it's gonna give you that that flawless design that you're looking for. So just really focus on the moisture too. Like, don't forget about, don't just brush. If you're more in the intermediate, don't just brush. Make sure you have a good leave-in conditioner. If you're a beginner, I would say focus on brushing. But if you've been doing waves for a minute, like longer than 2 weeks or a week, you want to try a leave-in conditioner. That's going to give you like the better look, more better connections, and all that good stuff. But yeah, 180 waves, you don't really need a crown. You don't have to focus on all that extra stuff. You can, it's optional, it's really up to you. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Hopefully you do like the video. Leave a like if you did like the video. Subscribe for more content, and I'll be back with more videos. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. I'm out.